First there was Ben and Jerry. No, wait, that was Tom and Jerry. Then came the ice cream dudes. Anywho, fast forward a bit, and this is Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital.
That's right, it's Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital, and I'm excited, as always, but I'm extra excited today because my excitement is not going to be dampened by anyone else in the studio because I am the only person here. Luke had to go and move his car in case he got a parking fine because he forgot that you can only park for an hour here. So he left a while ago, and I assume he's in a fist fight with the parking inspector because he has not returned. So, doesn't matter though, it's just the Lewis show today, and I'm very excited, as you can hear. We've got a great show coming up today. Hopefully, I mean, if Luke comes back, if he doesn't come back, we've got a very mediocre show for you because I'll be struggling. So, coming up on the show, we're going to be talking about a shocking expose on Coles Radio, specifically Coles Digital Radio. We're going to talk about curling in the Olympics, and we have a few things that might interest you. This is Lewis, hopefully with Luke after the break. And some people may be disappointed to know that Luke has returned.
I'm back. Didn't cop a fine. Not really sure why I left, to be honest. How was the start of the show, guys?
Enthusiastic as probably one of the most exciting intros we've ever had. There was no one in there to destroy the mood or to try and bring me down. It was probably best. In fact, I think that maybe you should just skip all intros to the show.
That's great. Can I just come in at 6:05 every day?
Well, I mean, the planning for the show will be absolutely destroyed, but sure, at least as long as the intro is good, I don't care about the rest of the show.
Great.
I'm really interested in the intro.
Okay, cool. So, did you tell everyone what was coming up in today's show?
Yes, I did. I said we're going to talk about curling.
Ah, cool. Which is exactly what we're going to talk about now.
It's almost like we've planned it.
So, Lewis, I have had, over the weekend, I've been watching the Winter Games, and once every 4 years, I get...
It's the Winter Olympics, right?
Yes. I get fascinated with the sport curling.
Yes.
It's like lawn bowls on ice is the best way to describe it, I guess.
Yeah.
With a big target at the end. I'm pretty sure there was a mini game in Super Mario that was quite similar. if people might stretch their minds back and you roll turtles down. Or was that a different game?
Koopa Troopers, mate. I know exactly what you're talking
about.
Yeah. Curling is it's one of those sports that I don't know who invented it. Because it doesn't...
Oh, it's just lawn bowls guys in, like, I don't know, Russia or something. They're like, how are we going to play bowls this Saturday? It's snowing. And someone was like, I've got an idea. We'll make a flat ball and we'll slide it down. And that's it.
Yeah, well, that I understand. But I don't get when they introduced the sweepers.
Yeah, well, clearly they were like, oh, this is too hard judging how far... Here's the thing. I've been watching all weekend and I don't know what the sweepers do. So if you haven't seen the sport, one person will bowl, kind of like slide a big puck. I'm not sure what
it's
it's
like
called.
A giant
a ball,
hockey
pretty
puck.
much.
Yeah.
Giant ball down, and they'll slide it down, and their aim is to get it in a target area at the other end.
Yeah,
it's
and to knock the opponent's team's pucks out.
Yes, and then you've
just
got
like lawn bowls.
It's like archery, but 2D.
What are you saying?
It's the target.
No.
But it's not that way.
It's nothing like archery,
It's that way.
Mate. It's ice.
So they roll it down, and then that's all fine. I'm like, yeah, I get it. You got to judge.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then the other teammate will come in with a broom and follow the puck down or the ball.
Yeah,
and just start.
They'll sweep the ice in front of the puck
so fast.
For some reason.
They sweep it incredibly fast, and they sweep in front of the whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then I still can't work out if it's slowing the ball down, or making it go faster.
My main thing with the sweeper is, when did they bring that into the game? Because I think the game would have started off with just, bowling the puck.
Yeah, but
then there are a bunch of people standing around.
No, it would have started off with like too many leaves on the court, and then some guy was just like, oh man, we should start applying this to the ball. It affects the ball
constantly
somehow.
throughout the game.
Yeah. So perhaps it was initially a cleanliness kind of thing. Like, guys, let's just keep.
Do you reckon there are roles on each team where it's like, I'm a sweeper?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a bowler?
Oh, I was watching
it.
No, they don't. Oh.
Because who really, like bowling, I get that, but who really trains to be a sweeper?
Like a guy from Jim's Mowing or something once he's done.
But yeah, we've been debating all day without Googling it, by the way, which is the way to debate.
Yeah.
Because you Google it, you find out the answer. What's much more fun is to just throw uneducated theories
Yeah.
around. Why do they sweep, and what does the sweeping do to the puck?
I think there's two possible things. The sweeping either causes friction, so then the ball gets slowed.
Yeah, because you
Or-
don't want it to go too fast because then
Yeah.
you'll overshoot your
So,
target.
yeah, so they sweep in front of the ball to slow it
Yeah.
down. Or my other theory is they're sweeping in front of the ball to quicken it up, smoothing out the ice, like
So it
that
goes
it's about to
faster.
go on.
Yeah, I think my theory is they sweep the ice to create grooves, small little grooves in the ice, so that the puck will follow that. So if they want it to turn to the left or something, they'll sweep diagonally, and then the puck will follow wherever you've swept.
Right.
That's what I think. Are you laughing at me? What's your
Mike
theory?
just thinks
Radio
we're
Mike?
both wrong, and he's just judging us for this whole discussion. But anyway,
Well,
It's
someone needs to
refusing to
Google it.
comment.
Sorry, I was
All right.
just laughing because you said sweeped instead of swept.
Usually, look. If
Usually
I
I
said
pull
that,
it
he would pull
Yep.
me up on it.
Fair play.
But I honestly was like, oh, yeah, I just assumed that was the correct way
Mate,
to
there's,
say
there's not much sweeping being done in science fiction books that I read. So
All right, I've
that's
Googled
where
it.
That gap in my
I've
knowledge.
Googled it, Lewis. Do you
Yes.
want to know the answer?
I don't know if I do.
The sweeping motion heats up the ice, causing it to become slick, which reduces friction between the stone and the ice. The stone travels farther and straighter as a result. So it's to
Oh.
quicken it up, not to slow it down.
Right. That makes sense.
Well,
We've all learned something.
That was 2 hours of my weekend wasted trying to work that out.
Luke, I have been thinking about... I don't even know what to call this. I wanted to say I've been thinking about a social encounter I had on the weekend for days, but,
So say that then.
well, it wasn't really a social
If you want to do it,
encounter.
man. Oh, so you didn't.
No, I
What?
didn't speak to this person, okay?
So why would you want to call it that?
Man, I've been thinking because I don't know what to call this.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe we'll come up with a name after I
Okay.
explain the situation. Okay. I was walking down a shopping strip with a whole bunch of cafes and shops just by myself, and then this woman started walking behind me, a little bit close. Thought nothing of it, but then Luke, she starts humming to herself the theme of Final Countdown.
It's the final countdown.
Like that?
Yeah. Yeah, turn off the music. This is what I hear. I'm just enjoying I'm walking down the street and then I just hear this woman go
Yeah.
for ages.
Nothing wrong with that.
What do you mean there's nothing wrong with that? Why was she humming
I like-
Final Countdown to herself?
It's probably Europe's best song. That's the band who sings it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you even know the band name. It's such a one-hit wonder. But Luke, you can't hum Final Countdown on a Sunday afternoon when you're at the shops. That song is only, like, no one just chucks on Final Countdown by
What about
themselves.
if she was trying to get pumped for something? Like, what about if she had a job interview or...
Well, that's what I'm saying. The only reason you're allowed to play that song is to get pumped up for something.
You
You
can't-
can't just hum it on Sunday afternoon when you go into the shops.
She's probably pumped it's the weekend.
No, yeah, but
She might have a long weekend. You don't know her story.
Mate,
Why are you judging this lady just
because
from what she's humming?
I know she wasn't doing anything
I
exciting.
know what to call this. This is called you being judgmental to strangers.
Yes.
Okay, great. So that's what we're calling
And
it.
I'm saying you're not allowed to hum Final Countdown to yourself if you're doing something boring. And I know she wasn't doing anything exciting because she just turned left in the supermarket. She's not doing anything exciting. She's going to get bread or something. You can't hum Final Countdown when you're buying eggs.
What What about if she'd run out of eggs and then had been sent on a mission by her husband saying, if we don't get any eggs, we will be hungry. And
Yeah.
then she was like, you know what? I'm going to go down and get some eggs.
No.
And she felt like a hero supplying the household with eggs.
No, that's not. You need a reason to listen to epic songs. That'd be like you listening to Eye of the Tiger while you did the laundry. It's not. You can't just be like separating whites from colours.
Yeah, you can.
And then this
I have to
happens.
pump myself up to do any chore.
No, you can't. You need to deserve these two songs.
No, you
That's what I'm
don't.
saying.
Trust me. Turn it off, Mike. You need... This is what actually I would recommend to people.
Right.
I hate doing the laundry. I
Yeah.
rarely do it. So when I do, I'm going to...
But I'm saying
I feel like the man whenever I'm doing any jobs. Dude, if I go to the supermarket, the fact that she's out of the house, I would feel like a champion on a Sunday walking down the street running errands. I'd be humming it.
Well, what really got me is she started humming the final countdown, and I started getting really excited. But I wasn't doing anything exciting either. I didn't know what to do with
Yeah,
that burst of energy. I was like, oh, what a banger.
I
What
just
a
would have
ballad.
started doing push-ups on the street. But, okay, what song could have she been humming then to fit the supermarket? What song did you want her to be humming?
Just hum something normal like Yellow by Coldplay.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty supermarkety. What about Who Let the Dogs Out?
That's not a song you should hum.
New segment time, okay?
Ooh,
Yeah, so
treating me.
lots of excitement coming
Yeah,
from
very
your side of the
excited.
studio. So I thought, I've got some, we always think of ideas for the show. What could we talk about each day?
Full of ideas.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll think of an idea where I'm like, I'm not sure if that's really worth telling you. Because often stuff happens in our life.
So
and
the new segment is things that you probably shouldn't tell me on radio.
No.
They're boring.
No, no, the new segment is you choose what we talk about out of
Okay.
things. Okay, so often things will happen in our lives that I won't tell you, I won't
Yeah.
share with you before the show because I'm like, it's more fun to do on air. I'll
Yeah.
just tell Lewis on air and it's, everyone can, and then everyone hears it for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's funny. So I've got 3 things that have happened to me during the week
Yeah.
that I'm not sure
So all these things have happened to you.
they're there. 3 things I've noticed or whatever, and I think
Yep.
they could make good talk makes, but I just didn't know which one you'd be interested in talking about the most.
Oh.
So I thought this is a segment called Things That Might Interest Lewis.
Okay.
Just things that might interest you. So I'll tell you 3 things, and you go, all right, and then
I've only got room in my brain for one
Right.
interesting thing at a time.
and
so
then after the song,
this is perfect.
after the song, we'll talk about the thing, but you
Okay.
get to decide.
Right.
It's all up to you. Okay. First one I saw. This might interest
So
you.
we've got 10 minutes out of 3 average ideas.
Yeah. I'm a genius.
Okay. What's your first one?
Okay, the first one might interest you. I don't know.
Okay.
On the way into work today,
Mm.
saw AFL player Scott Pendlebury driving
is that?
a red Hilux. Pretty interesting.
Um,
Not many people know. Not many people know
I
what
don't
car he would
I don't know
drive.
who Scott Pendlebury is.
So not interested in
and
that one.
I don't know what a Toyota Hilux looks like. So
Not
next
interested.
story?
But I think there's some people listening who probably are interested in hearing that story.
There's-
And
there's-
just so you know, if you don't pick that, Collingwood fans who might be interested in what car Scott Pendlebury drives will not get to hear that story. I will not tell it.
But you just said what he drives. So
That's true.
you're welcome, fans.
That was almost the whole story, actually. I just saw him on the way in today and I was like, he drives a red Hilux. All right. The next one is I went to a new doctor last week and found out I have a hot doctor.
Ooh, okay.
Did you hear that
very,
one?
very interesting.
We'll see what the third one
I'm
is.
liking,
There's
I'm
another
liking
one.
that more than
Okay.
anything sport related.
Okay. Third one is
Yeah.
was watching the Winter Olympics
Sport
on the
related.
weekend. Okay, that's two sport things. And
Yeah.
saw a guy competing in the luge. He flew out of his luge.
Right.
So he came out of it when he was going down at 114 kilometres.
Just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
when you say he came out of his luge and it was 114 kilometres, those two things sound very exciting. Was there anything in that story that is even remotely as exciting as those two things you just told me?
No, that's probably the 2 best parts of the story. So what are we going with?
Option 2. I want to
Option
hear about
2?
your
All
hot doctor.
right, up
Yeah.
next, you can hear about my hot doctor. What a great segment, everyone.
This is great. Look at Lewis.
Lewis, before the break, we did a new segment, which is where I say 3 things that may interest you that happened to me during the week.
Yep.
And you picked us. I gave you 3 things. One was saw a celebrity and in his car.
Well,
On the
when
way
you say
in?
celebrity, what he means is football player.
I saw an AFL player in his car. You
Uh-huh.
didn't
What
want
kind
to
of
hear
car
about
was
that?
he driving?
Toyota Hilux. That
So
was
obviously an A-list celebrity,
Yeah.
really killing it.
yeah, it was a new Hilux.
Okay.
That dude's on like $1 million a year. Actually,
my
that-
dad drives a Hilux.
Your dad's killing it. And the other one, and then the third one was I saw a crazy thing at the Winter Olympics.
Obviously, when you give me 2 sport examples and
Yeah.
one thing about a hot doctor, I'm going hot doctor.
And you wanted to hear about the hot doctor.
Yes.
All right.
Fill me in on the goss. Tell me about your hot doctor.
So went to see an eye specialist on the weekend and got you know, you're sitting in the waiting room, you're pretty bored and stuff, and
Did you know they were hot if you were going on ice list? Could you see them?
my eyes aren't that bad.
Oh, okay.
One eye is not great at the
Okay.
moment, but one eye I've got full 20/20 vision, so I can spy a hot doctor with my
So at
left.
least half of this doctor's face is really
It was
good.
really hot. Yeah. So my name got called, and I just hear, all right, Luke Kidgel, anyone? And I was like, oh dear, what do we have here? And I was like, okay, what's happening? So I get up and I looked at the doctor, and I was like, oh damn,
Hot doctor.
hot doc.
Hot doc.
I love when you get a hot doc.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What was hot about the doctor?
okay, firstly, like accent, they were British.
Uh-huh.
Secondly, doctor. That
Yeah.
that added another
Profession.
point. Yeah, profession. And then they were trying to tell me about, like, you know, what was happening to my eye and stuff. Like, oh, you've got to repeat, like, in the very sexy accent,
Yeah.
like in a British, like one of those. Oh.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, oh, okay. I couldn't. I was like, dude, I just want to treat you right. Like, I don't want to listen to my eye. I was
Yeah.
thinking about our life together, and
Yeah.
yeah.
So was she like, did she have brown
No,
hair?
it was a he. Hot dog. It was a male hot dog.
Right.
Yeah, it was this British guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
he was
you-
like his face was like a 7.5, and then like
But he
his
was from
accent was like a 1.5. Like
Yeah.
that's
It added on a
boosted
1.5,
Then
yeah.
you're up to 9.
Yeah.
and then doctor 10. You got a 10.
So you got a 10 out of 10.
I got a
doctor.
10 doctor. I came out. I called my girlfriend. I was like, hey, I just had a hot doc. You need to come here ASAP. And
Do
she.
you really want to set your girlfriend up with someone else? Is that your plan?
Oh, that's true. I just got really excited about seeing a hot doc in the flesh. Usually you only see them on TV. Like, hot docs are like TV docs, like Dr.
Yeah.
Chris Brown, or like, so I don't know, I don't watch Grey's Anatomy, but I'm sure there's a hot
As soon
doc
as a
on there.
doctor's like above a 3,
That
they're
time
on
when
television.
George Clooney was in Friends as a doctor, hot doc.
Doesn't exactly count, but you know.
Well, he's a hot doc. Well, he's not a doctor, but
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Hot actor.
That's
dressed
what I
up as
mean.
a doctor.
That's why I got so excited seeing
Right.
one in the flesh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And well, hopefully, you know what? If he's also a good doctor, every time you go back to see him,
I'm going back to see him in 3 months. He said, do you want to go back every 6 months? And I was like, nah, make it 3.
yeah.
We
And
need
well,
we
if-
need to reconnect soon.
Well, if he does his job properly, every time you see him,
Yeah.
you'll see him in his beauty even clearer.
Yeah, he recommended I get some eye surgery, and I initially wasn't going to go for it before I went in there, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to see you full 2020.
You'd probably be unconscious during the surgery.
Huh? No, but afterwards,
Okay.
to the follow-up.
So you just really want to experience the beauty in
Yeah.
life.
I told you this was not worth me talking about a whole segment. I did tell you this at the start of the show.
Look at this. It's time to amplify the love because stop laughing at Triple M1 Digital slogan, guys. Valentine's Day is coming up soon.
This Wednesday.
This Wednesday. Do you have a date, Luke?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a date.
I've got a date.
Radio Mike, our button pusher, turn your mic on, mate. Do you have a date for Valentine's Day?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. You don't.
You got a few prospects?
Nah. I'm
Got-
happy. I'm,
so you're
I'm
not-
more
You're
than
just saying not yet, just in case.
I'm more than happy to just leave it out this year.
Yeah.
But you're still leaving it open-ended, though.
Nah.
Well, you just said
Well,
not yet.
mate, you're in luck because you've you know you're about to play a file on the radio, but you don't know what the file is.
Normally, we record all the files together, but
Yes.
we had to ask Mike to step out for
So,
this one.
Mike, you're in luck, mate, for Valentine's Day because today we're doing this. Relax on the beach,
Or go for a hike.
have a picnic or fly a kite. You could win a date with Radio Mike. I said you could win a date with Radio Mike. Yeah. A date with Radio Mikey, me likey.
That's right, listeners. You can win a date with Radio Mike.
No, you can't.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
can.
can.
We just played it on the radio.
You just heard it, mate. You can win a date with Radio Mike. So what we're doing is this Valentine's Day, as you just heard, Radio Mike doesn't have a date, but he is desperately looking for one.
Look
he
at him
really
not.
needs one.
Look at him pretending that he doesn't love this.
What do you
You're
think?
so excited right now. You're like, yes, finally.
No, I'm not excited at all. In fact, out of all your ideas that you've done, I hate this the
You
most.
haven't even done it yet. You've just heard the opener. And anyway, Mike, you have another file on your desk there because I know that you actually are really excited about this segment because I found this on your computer this morning. Hi, I'm Mike, but my friends call me Radio Mike because I told them to. You might know me from blocking my account on Instagram, which I highly recommend you do. I'm very handsome. In fact, some people say I look like Human Shrek, and I agree. When I'm not wearing my custom Radio Mike hat, which I made for myself, I'm road tripping on my Harley Davidson, which I can definitely afford on my generous salary here at Triple M Modern Digital. I'm looking for something real with a girl. No, sorry, I'm looking for a real girl, as I am constantly getting catfished on Bumble. What's my ideal date? No, baby. What's your ideal date? If you'd like to go on a date with a man who regularly wears short shorts, message my two favourite people in the world, Luke and Lewis.
What?
Mate,
No. All right, most of that was true except for the short shorts
what
part.
do you mean? You wear
When-
short shorts all the time.
When
You're
have
wearing
I-
short shorts right now.
I'm wearing blue denim jeans.
He's lying.
No, guys, just because this is an audio medium, Mike, doesn't mean you can lie to the people about what you're wearing. You're currently wearing
Don't
short
lie to
shorts.
them, Warwick Kappa.
Take
all
a
right?
photo and put it on Instagram.
Huh?
Then.
I will.
No.
I just got to download Photoshop.
So, Mike, if you are not on board with us...
I can't believe you. Sorry, I can't believe you had that just sitting on your computer. By the way, you just keep that on your desktop just in case.
I know, and when I was doing it, I was doing my best Lewis impersonation as well, which was weird. I was
It
just
wasn't
into
very
that.
good.
No, it
It
wasn't
sounded
good at
exactly
all.
like you.
I couldn't hear it.
So, yeah, if you're not behind this date, I mean, you just heard yourself enthusiastically talking about how you look like Human Shrek and that you want to go on a date. So, listeners, if you would like to win a date with Radio Mike...
Wait, this isn't a joke, by the way. You
No.
can win a date with
We're
Radio
serious.
Mike on Wednesday, on
We're
Valentine's
doing it.
Day.
We have about 36 hours to force Mike to
Yes.
do this.
You
So-
must be over 18. Doesn't matter if you're a guy or girl. Mike's...
Isn't that right?
I don't know what... I mean, look, generally he
I'm
does go...
turning my mic off.
Doesn't matter, guy or girl, apply. You send our Facebook page or Instagram, Luke and Lewis, a message. Do you want to
We
win
are
a date with...
100% serious. We will organise the date. We
Yeah.
will pay for it. And it will be with Radio Mike. Well,
we
Mike's
get to
paying
decide
for
it, though. Mike
Yeah.
just got very excited then. He's like, oh, someone's getting a
Yes.
helicopter trip. No.
No, we're organising the date, but it will be with Radio Mike. Send a message to Facebook or Instagram. How are you feeling, Mike? You excited for your date?
I feel awful.
I feel awful for the person who's going to win the date, but...
Well, I feel awful looking at you in your short shorts. Let's look at Lewis.
Lewis, at the end of about 8 times a year at the radio station, we get sent survey results of how our show's rated.
Yeah, we get the
throughout
ratings
the months.
8 times a year, and a lot of people in radio, they freak out about this because they're worried about their shows dropping in ratings. Not me. Okay, we're a Triple M Modern Digital.
We're the only show, though, so if the ratings drop on Modern Digital...
100% our fault.
Yes. So I was scouring through these ratings. I was like, oh, let's see how we did. And we've been actually going great. Since we've actually come on air, since this show started,
Yeah.
we've, I think we've upped the ratings by like 60,000 listeners or something.
Wow.
Which
You're welcome, everyone.
Yeah.
That's due to our branding
Yes.
abilities.
external
Amplify the
and internal marketing campaigns that we've
Yep.
run.
So that's a lot of people. That's really good.
It is great, but
Especially because, people can only really listen to this thing in their Tesla or on their phones.
Yeah.
So
lots of people, 60,000 people must own Teslas. Now, Lewis, you're probably thinking, great, 60,000, that probably sits us near the top.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
What do you mean? Well,
You are going to be very surprised when I tell you who's
name
beating
another
us.
station that is more modern or digital
I
than
couldn't,
us.
but I can name a few that get more listeners.
Yes.
One of
Which
those
I'm told
being,
matters more.
yeah, one of those being, this might shock you, Lewis,
Yep.
but the number one digital radio station at the moment
It's us.
is Coles Radio.
What?
We are getting smashed, Lewis,
Coles Radio.
by a lot. They're almost tripling us in
Tripling
listeners.
us? Well,
Yeah.
that doesn't. Wait, is that the radio station that they play?
They just
in
play in
Coles?
Coles and it's beating us. I looked it up. There's only 801 Coles stores in Australia.
Well, then how are they beating us? That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't say much for us.
So obviously, there's more Coles than Teslas in Australia.
But I found out, I was thinking that. I was like, man, how are there so... Like, how are we getting beaten by these 801 Coles stores? Found out you can also listen to Coles radio online.
Mate, who is listening to Coles outside of Coles?
I mean, you get sweet jams and sweet specials. I'm actually reading from their website. It's if you love listening to Coles radio in store, you can now listen via iTunes and you can stream it.
Are we on iTunes? Are we being streamed on iTunes?
Well, our podcast is. No, we need to get streams on iTunes. No, we just need it's not the music. But, like, look, they don't have any shows from 6 till 8. We don't have a direct competitor. We're just competing
Which should
with...
mean we should just be smashing them. They've got no one on
I
their
think they
show.
play Ed Sheeran. Maybe we need Ed.
Yeah, we do need a bit of Ed.
Well, pretty much, guys, we realise this is we're not going to stand for this,
No,
firstly.
it's unacceptable. We've been so nice to Coles. We've been calling them and complimenting them on
We've been
on
rapping over their whole music.
But now they come and they disrespect us by, instead of playing the best radio station, Triple M Modern Digital, in their stores, they've decided to create their own digital station.
The old
Excuse me, Coles?
disrespect. We have a Coles downstairs, and yeah, you're right. I like to consider this show as quite a Coles-friendly radio show.
Not
anymore.
No?
No.
I'm drawing a line in the sand, and I am declaring war upon Coles Radio. I will still shop at their supermarkets, but I will listen to
boycott
something
Coles.
else.
Go to Woolies, everyone.
Everyone
And-
shop at Woolies.
Or if you're going to Coles, wear earmuffs.
Yes.
Out of respect.
So, we need to come up with a strategy to beat Coles Radio.
Yeah.
And we're going to devise this over the next few days.
Can you guys let us know if you have any ideas on how we're going to take down Coles Radio? Let us know during the week. And also let us know if you want to win a date with Radio Mike.
Luca Lewis. It's Luca Lewis on Coles Radio. I mean, Triple M Modern Digital.
Yeah, don't you dare. Okay.
Sorry.
They don't need the extra promo.
Well, I don't know. I'm feeling really insecure. You know, I thought Triple M Modern Digital was the station to be, and then I found out that we're getting beaten in the ratings
Honestly,
by Coles Radio.
I think we'll get more listeners if we just got a megaphone, went down to Coles below us and just started yelling in the fruit section.
Well, I think I've done that before. It didn't work.
So if you just tuned in, we found out before the break that Coles Radio have beaten us in the digital ratings for the
Yes.
digital radio.
Which is
And
just
not beaten us, like
Demolished.
romped it in, demolished,
they're tripling our ratings.
tripling
which is
Triple M.
Just embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, so the people who are
They're
doing...
not even that modern or digital.
No.
I don't understand the
You
appeal.
can only listen to them in the supermarkets.
Or online.
Or in a Tesla.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, you could still tune in. Maybe they're getting that Tesla market.
Maybe.
I don't think people who drive Teslas shop at Coles.
No.
There's probably like some high-tier supermarket that I don't know about yet.
Aldi.
Yeah.
But we need to talk about our strategy to defeat Coles Radio in the ratings. This is our goal for the rest of the year. We're going to smash.
Yeah.
Going to get more listeners than Coles Radio.
Before we start strategizing about how we're going to take them down, can we just set a rule that while we're in the process of working out how to sabotage Coles and boost Triple M Modern Digital ratings,
Yep.
can we all just, and listeners of the show, it'd be great if you, just took a stand here. And we did mention it before the break. I would really encourage people to wear earmuffs into Coles while doing their weekly shops as a sign of protest against Coles Radio. You know what? Wear headphones even.
Yeah,
it doesn't
wear
matter.
headphones. And
And stream Modern Digital while you're in there.
Exactly. Really stick it to them. Go under enemy lines.
Or bring a
playing us.
speaker in. Bring a boombox in
Yeah.
with our podcast. Not even our podcast, just whatever's currently spinning. Lots of all the good tracks that we play on Modern Digital.
Yep.
Bring in a boombox and pump the Foo Fighters and the other 4 songs we play on repeat over and over again.
Yep. And that, I think, will really help us boost ratings. In fact, you know what else could be good? Do it in Woolies too. We could become maybe Triple M Modern Digital. There's a market. There's no Woolies radio. Woolies is in need of an official radio
Maybe
station.
we should call Woolies and ask them if they want an official digital radio station.
I think so. We're onto something
man,
here.
and we'll go LD, but we won't tell Woolies about it.
Yeah.
We'll get them both.
That's good.
And IGA.
Get a supermarket.
Oh,
triangle
Coles
going
doesn't.
on. Coles doesn't stand a chance.
They don't even know what's
They're
coming.
going down. If you have any suggestions on how to defeat Coles Radio in the ratings,
Yeah.
please do let us know. And we want your assistance in this battle.
I do have one more
Yes.
tactic, or I can save it for tomorrow's show.
I've got one that I think you'd like. We could just start our own supermarket.
That's quite good.
I do like that. The
Yeah.
Triple M Modern Digital Supermarket. We only sell Savoys.
And it's not even, yeah, that's good. And it's not even because we're interested in killing the supermarket game. We just want more listeners.
Oh, no, we'll make a huge loss.
What about we just sell produce from outside the studio here?
I like this.
Yeah.
I like this. I think we're going to go up in the
And
ratings.
then by default, if people want food that night, they have to listen to our show.
Luke and Lewis, and that brings us to the end of tonight's show. It is with a heavy heart, but a lot of hope that I end today's show because I have a feeling that we're coming back on Tuesday.
Thought you were just about to quit. And I was like, you could have told me before we went on air.
Well, mate, ever since I found out Cole's radio has smashes in the ratings, I've been thinking about defecting. But I won't, because I'm going to stay with Triple M Modern Digital to the day I die.
Yeah, or until we get a better offer.
That's the end of the show, guys. We're going to leave it there before we get fired.
Radio Mug's like, you shouldn't have said that.
To be fair, Luke Kidgel, you probably shouldn't have. It's Luke and Lewis. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hit us up if you got any better offers.